played the best from the past, now it's time to fuck the last. Well, sort of. What's up guys, it's the Gabriel coming back to you with another review on the PS2, another Tuesday, another shooter. It's R-Type Final. In my 4th review ever, literally less than a year ago, I reviewed R-Type Delta, pussy so high on the R-Type pedestal that just couldn't be matched, right? R-Type Final really builds on what Delta started with 3D-like effects while retaining classic Baito battles, an orgy of ships to choose from, and the Force. So why to this day is Final overlooked for Delta? Same reason Elizabeth Olsen gets overlooked for Mary Kate and Ashley. You got to watch them grow up in the late 80s and do a fuck ton of blow. R-Type Final was planned to be the last game in the franchise until R-Type Tactics was released in 07 and the sequel R-Type Final 2 just last year. Developed again by legendary Irem and published in America by Eidos Interactive, Final was released to the PS2 February 2nd, 2004, about 6 months after the Japanese release and 2 months before the European launch. It's a single-player only horizontal shooter that loves to bring up the past with callbacks to other Irem releases like Image Fight, X Multiply, and even Disaster Report. But piece those bitches, it's the plot. Taking place 20 years after the first mission against the Baito, Final investigates mysterious enemies inside a large ship left over from a mission to wipe out the Baito once and for all. It's more of a reconnaissance mission than anything, culminating with 3 different endings. Ending 1. The core is destroyed by the final wave cannon, but in sacrifice the player's ship is too damaged and falls into the abyss. Ending 2 is super confusing but seems to put you against your former self, and ending 3, more of a bonus where you're sent forward in time where you only have one shot to get back home, and R-Type Final unfolds over 7 stages, I think? Who the fuck knows? As I said earlier, there's a fucking orgy of ships to pick from. 101 of them to have your way with, and they make something more than coats. Ships are unlockable, and the PS2's internal clock is incorporated into the ship's development history. What's that all mean? The fuck if I know, I picked the first one in Raw Dog's vinyl. The controls are perfect. Typical R-Type Kegels around your cock tight with your indestructible Durex Force Pod, and the charge shot that sounds so fucking cool when you keep it held. Weapons and power-ups are way too in-depth to get into, but you get different Force Pods, Option Pods, missiles, and wave cannons that keep your hands wrapped tight around the throat of this Nipa bitch. Right off the bat, Final is fucking awesome. Visually spectacular. There's no noticeable slowdown, while the different perspective and angling effects retain the 2D roots. The backgrounds constantly move and rotate, unlike any shooter I've played so far on the PS2 at times, with boss effects that look like something out of James Cameron's Wet Dreams. The busywork enemies are more simple destruction of easy large targets and some pussy Baito shit. The medium-sized mech enemies are really well done and a nice flashback to previous R-Types, while the bosses are so fucking epic looking. Visually stunning and with the killer music, you don't even realize how easy they are, but when you look this good, every dime crumbles like a pile of pennies. And you know I fucking love lasers, and these bastards are packing. The final boss though sucks ass. Stage 4's boss is the real OG R-Type baddie, but all roided up, looking like Dolph Lundgren in The Good Rocky. The level variety really changes it up and is probably the best looking yet on the PS2. It's the kind of shit that really makes me stay away from blacklights after playing. Stage 5 is the real acid trip that just needs to be slowed down a bit and overlaid to comfortably numb. The difficulty's not the hardest in the genre. It's swooping in on a chick at the Chili's bar right after you heard the fight on the phone. Thanks, Trevor. Don't mind if I do. But the 1cc seems achievable in 55 minutes with some practice. The soundtrack straight fucks. Kinda reminds me of Tempest 2000 a little bit. The meat and potatoes of each level are very explorative in the score, while the thumping techno hits on them boss battles. R-Type Final is always a reliable, you can count on me, I promise I'm on the pill kind of pick up and play. Not your first choice or even in the family, but consistent. Replay value is where she squirts in your face though. All the ships, the different endings, kick-ass visuals make you forget it's just P, but you go on again and again and again. It's not the most expensive game and can even be found on the common rack sometimes for like 30 bucks. It's not really a standout in the collection, but it's great for collectors getting into the genre or looking for something to play when they can't afford Delta. It was released to pretty positive reviews at the time. I think it was just a few years too early for that nostalgic feeling and up against stiff competition on the PS2. But if Gradius 5 won't answer the call, R-Type's always down for a booty call. R-Type Final is my ace in the hole, my back pocket girl, my plan B. When all else fails, R-Type Final is there for you and down for whatever. She knows you inside and out, which is twice as much as you know her. What buttons to press, how much teeth to use, how quick to come up after you finish, but she also knows the drill. R-Type Final is cool being a pick up and play, because she knows her replay value, and let's face it, in the months between you playing her, so is everyone else. Anyway guys, hope you liked the vid. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that fucking bell button for them Season 2 notifications. I just peaked the microphone. Be sure to cheat on your games, not your girls. We need it on a t-shirt starting next week, new merch page. I've been the Game Bro. Have a good week. I am out.